Human Sentai Pad.
Human center, yeah, like stream inception, something like that. Okay, let me check this channel. That's a lot.
Where's the stream watchable?
Right now it's on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's gonna stay up. By the way, it's gonna stay up after the live stream is done, so people can have a look see. So it should be on every second now.
Mm-hmm.
If everything works.
On the SINEE Global channel?
That's correct, yeah.
Oh yeah, I see that one. Oh, we're on.
Yeah? Are you seeing a live picture already? Because here there's no the live
we're
picture.
on.
Right? Okay, cool. Perfect. Welcome everybody. Hello. Hello. This is SINEE Global. We're back from the summer break. Which wasn't that long, actually. That's not what she said, Joey. Yeah, we're back from the summer break. We took a little time off, but we worked hard behind the scenes and made some very nice new things for you guys. So there's a lot of coming up in the next weeks and months. There's masterclasses. How to make a track was just released. And of course, we're doing the track feedback streams again. Every other Wednesday, or maybe something like that, roundabout every other Wednesday. And I have a very special guest today. Very, very nice to have you on board. This is Joey, aka Balash Response. Hello.
Hi.
What's
How's
up?
it going?
All good. Very, very happy to have you on board, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know Joey, I'm sure most of you will know them. But again, this is a very accomplished artist named Balash Response. You also have your own YouTube channel, right? Where you
That's correct.
review gear and make a point of, take some sounds and try to fuck them up within the first 2 minutes or as fast as possible with any gear you get into your hands, which is amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is the one of the main reasons I watch your channel. I want to see how long it takes you to completely destroy a sound with new gear. Love it.
I only have one setting, so.
One setting
is... I don't know how to...
Yeah. And the one setting is destroy. Just everything on 11.
I mean, there's a reason behind that, because like every piece of gear you get, it's gonna do a bass sound. It's gonna do a lead sound, but it's like, can it make the most crazy thing I've ever heard? That's what we don't know. So
correct.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's always a good starting point. I operate the same way in every aspect of life, actually. Yeah. Absolutely. So the concept of these streams is, for those of you who are new to this, this is our track feedback. So you can send in your tracks and we're going to have a listen to them and select a few, and we're going to listen to them and give you feedback on anything that sticks out. That might be something regarding the arrangement, or maybe mix down tips and tricks or whatever. So this is essentially just us hanging out, shooting the shit a little bit, talking, having a drink, and giving you tips and tricks on your tracks. Righty.
Lovely.
Cool. So I would say let's dive in and have a listen to the first track. You got the list hopefully in front of you, and please remember to mute everything you have going on there. And just press play. I will do the same thing, and then we're gonna see each other back in a few minutes.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Pressing play.
Cool.
fur et à mesure de sa chute, il se répète sans cesse pour s'observer. Jusqu'ici tout va bien. Jusqu'ici tout va bien.
There we go. Let's wait a second until Joey is finished as well. Or are you already done with the track?
Yeah, I finished.
Okay, perfect. So, as is tradition, the first feedback always goes to the guest. So please have at it.
How savage am I allowed to be?
You are on a scale of 1 to 10, always 100. Just go savage, man. Well, keep in mind that some of these people might have just begun producing music, so yeah, you do you.
Yeah, I'm never gonna say like this sucks because
sure.
My overall impression of this track is that I think it's kind of like a B2 or something. It's something. It's very DJ Tool, like it fits in. I could see it filling in space in the set in a midpoint, but I don't see it being like a peak time track. If anything, it's something to sustain peak energy from a previous peak time track, because it's very loopy and it doesn't like come out and like be like boom, like grab your attention. It also just starts and just ends. There's no definitive starter ending. Like it needs like, I mean, the track is done already. I would move on to the next one, but it's missing that, like, it's groovy, it's dancey, but it doesn't have like the fire hook that people go like wow when it comes on and like gets them in the zone. This is more like they've already been in the zone, and this is maybe sustaining that energy onto the next thing. Maybe it's a bit filler-y, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. Yeah, fillery is it's actually funny enough. It's something I wrote down here, fillery. Yeah, my impression is roughly the same. It's just something that needs a little bit more attention towards the second half, maybe an extra element or something. Although I would be careful with extra elements because it's easy to clutter your track. But yeah, there needs to be something happening in the latter second part of the track. Maybe some modulation. Maybe let some elements stand out more. Move some others more in the background, so that there's a little bit more overall movement. And from a mixing standpoint, I would say the vocal could use some rather radical EQ around maybe 500 hertz. Cut everything below 400 or 500 and put up the high mids or even the low mids between the 1 and 2K areas, so they make it stand out even more.
One thing you can do for that, just to interject here, when you're doing a vocal or dialogue sample, first thing is to multi-band and iron out the frequencies, maybe use Oak Sound Soothe, but then the real trick, and this is from vintage samplers, is to take the Redux or any sample rate reducer and just put on the sample rate reduction, not the bit crushing, but sample rate reduction, just a tad, and it will bring out all this high frequency content to make it pierce through just enough. It will give it a little bit ahead.
That's a very nice tip. Yeah, love that one. I have to remind myself in every production session to use bit reduction. I always forget it. And then when
sample rate reduction.
A sample rate reduction, sorry, yeah. And when I do, I always could slap myself for forgetting it all the time because it's so efficient. Yeah.
Yeah, that aliasing helps a lot.
Yeah, this really nice Akai S950 sound, this crunchy, sparkling. Yeah, that's a good tip. Yeah. Really nice. Yeah, I noticed the same for the toms. The toms, I mean, they're supposed to drive the track, right? And they didn't stand out enough for me, so maybe try something with them. The most common thing I notice on tracks like this is there's something lacking in the mid-range, and mid-range is always our ears are trying to fool us a lot of the time, and it's quite hard, even especially after a long production session, to not get into the habit of hearing just a mush of sound. So that's why a lot of people, including myself sometimes, neglect the mid-range and the upper mids. So this is something you can try with the toms maybe to make them stand out a little bit more, and have them groove the track like they're intended to. And that's pretty much it. But overall, I think there was a nice track. By the way, we completely forgot to mention who the artist and the title is. So this is an artist called Ice World, and the track is called Priorities. Cool. Thanks for sending that one in. Very nice. Let me talk with you a second, Joy, because you did a thing, as Jeremy Clarkson would say. You did a thing.
I did a thing.
Yes, and the thing is, you recorded a masterclass with us.
Yes.
Which is fucking ballers. Everybody loves it, man. The whole team is completely in tears of joy. I'm not even not even exaggerating. Everybody loves it here.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to hear it. It would be like quite strange if you were like, "Yeah, you did it, and it fucking sucked." By the way, like.
Yeah, no, that's the kind of thing I would call you with, just to fool you a little bit. But no, everybody loves it.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah,
I was very nervous about doing it, so.
It doesn't show at all. No. Well, what does show is that it was I don't know, maybe 120 degrees. Not Fahrenheit, Celsius, because we filmed this in the middle of summer, in the middle of a huge heat wave. And I felt for you guys. I felt for you because there's so much work, and then all the studio gear going on, and everything on power outlets. And
oh yeah, I think I sweated out like 3 gallons of water there.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. But the outcome of this masterclass is something we're all very, very happy with, and can't recommend highly enough for all of you in the chat to watch this, to check it out. It's on SINEE.de right now. It's pretty much your complete workflow. You're showing people how you make your tracks in the studio. You're showing all your favorite tools, all your plugins, your go-tos, your favorite modules, synthesizers, whatever else. So yeah, really appreciate that you gave us a look into your studio and into your workflow.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I was pretty hesitant. I don't want to give away the secrets, but I make new secrets every day, let's say. So it's good to give something back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny you say that, because I used to think the same way. If anybody asked me how I do this X and Y, I wouldn't tell them for the world. But now I discover so much new shit every day. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean it's a bit of both. Like for example, in the masterclass I talk about sausage fattener, which is a fairly popular tool, but maybe not so much in the techno scene. And I remember I was the only guy who had it, and then I showed one person, because I had at the time the fattest kicks in all of our front group, and everyone was like, "Man, your kicks!" And then I showed one person, and then like 3 months later, I see other people who shouldn't know about it using it, who being like, "I heard it from this guy, who heard it from this guy, who heard it from this guy, who heard it from you," and I was like, "These motherfuckers." But
well, there you go.
Yeah.
Nothing is sacred anymore. Once it's out there, it's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now that I told everything in the masterclass, I'm never saying anything again.
Yeah, but here's the thing: there's a lot of stuff that has to happen around the cake, right? If the cake is nice, that's great and all, but if the rest sucks, it sucks. So.
No, totally. But I mean, in general.
Sure. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah. We're also gonna have a look into your masterclass a little bit later on. So for you guys in the chat, if you want to stick around, there's gonna be some stuff we're gonna look at straight from this masterclass. For now, I would say we move on to track number 2, which is, according to my list, a track called Amor from an artist called Carlos Young. Alrighty.
I'm very familiar with the concept of Amor.
Are you? Are you that guy, that one guy that knows Amor?
I'm playing it.
Right. Sam, that's what she said? Question mark? Yes. See, first.
Immediate comments. I see a message in the chat from Quinto saying that the synth modulation sounding a little bit creepy is a bad thing. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah,
creepy
same.
Is creepy.
Yeah. Whenever I see. Yeah, sure.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Go. No, you go.
No, you go.
Second thing I want to point out, and it's not only this track, but every track. Can we move on from the 909?
Oh.
Like, techno came out nearly 40 years ago, and the 909 was popularized by it. The music will never move forward if we keep using the same 909 samples. Let's move on, everyone, please.
Let me guess.
I know
in particular, you mean the ride symbol on this one, right?
There was the ride and the open hat, at least.
Yeah.
So immediately the intro, I was like, all right, intro, good. It grabbed me. I was vibing. Midway through, I lost it completely. It didn't have... There wasn't enough progression, not enough happened. It just became the same hook again, which was decent in the beginning, but it's not decent enough to last the whole 5 minutes. Something needs to happen. Something needs to change. Strong start, but it's how you finish. Yeah. I don't know. That's all I have to say, really.
Yeah, I tend to agree because especially when it comes to rides, anything that builds tension throughout your tracks, it's so easy to just fall into the same patterns and reach for a 909 because it just works, right? It works in the club, but yeah, I try to do the same in the studio. I try to use different sounds, like maybe noises, and just layer shit over and over and try to reach attention that way instead of using the same 909 ride.
Yeah, hold on. Someone's ringing my doorbell. 909 is like your dad playing Led Zeppelin. Like, is that cool?
Depends.
It's basically
it depends.
boomer,
If he's playing War Pigs and he's got a shorts on his head and maybe a lampshade and is drunk, I can go with that.
Like the people who make techno are way old now, and it's not a problem for them. Sorry, someone keeps ringing my doorbell.
Yeah, live home invasion, nice.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
okay. We need one of these Ring cameras.
It's so old now, you know, that like we need to move on.
Yeah.
It's all starting to sound the same. Like I can guarantee you, I can find 30 records from 1990 to current day that all have the same exact pattern of hat, ride cymbal, and kick with the same samples and everything. Yeah. Let's move on, guys.
Yeah, it also is a little bit a problem with the patterns, like you said, because I do admit I still have love for the 909 ride, but the hi-hat, the open hat especially, is something I never use. Yeah. I just can't, because the open hat is just it's the guy at the party that doesn't know when to stop when he overstays welcome, right? It's the guy that always too loud and speaks in your ear. Because it's
hey, hold on. Coma D's hating on my Fear Factory shirt. I collaborate with Fear Factory. I work with them. So these are my friends. Don't hate on my friends. Continue.
So you know what's up now, Comedy. Yeah, the open hat, and especially in particular, is some of my pet peeves with the 909, and I never gelled with it. And whenever I hear it, it just sounds too over the top and too cheesy for me. And it overtakes the whole thing, right? It's just suddenly when the open hat kicks in, it's just the open hat, and everything else gets into the background because it's just so dominant. And yeah, this is something I notice a lot. I made some notes here, so the cymbal could use a bit more variation. Funny enough, not only offbeat, not only change the sample maybe, but not only play them between every beat. Try some maybe groovy patterns, because the rest of the track seriously is groovy as fuck. I liked it. So I like the bass line. I like the interplay with the drums. Got me shaking and moving. You changed your sunglasses twice, so I think
three times.
Sorry. Yeah, I tried to match that with switching my head to the back, but that move didn't work because Sylvester Stallone did it before me. You know the job. Other than that, very nice arrangement, but I agree there's something missing. Again, this is a thing I noticed in a lot of tracks. There's a great idea in the start to begin with, and then it just peters out and yeah, you expect something else to happen, but it doesn't really come. So yeah.
Quinto is asking what drum machine would I advise. I mean, use samples, make some drum sounds on your synthesizer, do something. Record yourself hitting 2 knives together from your kitchen. Like, I have 1 6 snare sample I made from the plastic cover on my MacBook case. It was a little broken, and I could flip it, and I made a sample from that, and it's a 6 sample. Like, there's so many things you can do that are not a 40-year-old 909 hat.
Yeah, especially nowadays. I mean, we all have like 30 million samples on a hard drive, so shouldn't be hard to find something. And even if there's samples that you yourself used a million times, just fuck them up in your DAW. Just put any kind of effect you wouldn't normally think of on them, like maybe a bit reducer, or maybe some kinds of distortion, and then put them to some delay, and suddenly you have a track. So.
Even processing the samples, like ring modulator is great for taking boring samples, making them interesting, for example.
Yeah, that's a good one as well. Yeah, you said one a lot. Frequency shifter and ring modulators.
Both.
Yeah, frequency shifter on perks is something you can I can do all day. Just all day. Yeah, righty. But man, keep at it. The track wasn't bad at all, so I enjoyed the groove. So it's just nitpicking some details.
Yeah, always. It had me grooving at the start. I was like, yeah. So I need more of that feeling.
Same. Shall we have a look into your excellent masterclass, good sir?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. So let's do that then.
Standard waveforms you can do, like saw, sine, square, and then you also have the waveform of the actual motor spinning. If you notice, the motors rotate, and you'll actually hear them acoustically when this is happening. Also has a digital synth engine. There's like a standard DCO with pulse width modulation and other stuff. The Ford STIMMING VIC-X. I did a review of this, and it's just an incredibly strange digital synthesis voice with, at the moment, 9 different algorithms. There are going to be more coming. But you have everything from like wavetabling to FM to this fucking wild shit. Frequency shifting. And you can flip an algorithm and be in a completely different place. That's already really exciting me. You can see what I mean. Great for drones, great for sequence voices, great for all kinds of things. It is a sound design paradise. So I'm gonna put these cables back. I keep cables wrapped around my neck in case I need to patch fast and get something going. Now I think we got something. We'll start bringing in elements, and now we're jamming proper. Fading in the pulsar. Hype.
Much heavy breathing.
Fuck yeah. Can never have enough heavy breathing, man. Awesomeness. Dude, I'm so jealous of you having the VIC-X, because I tried to get one, and they were like limited to 50 pieces or something in Germany. They had them at
I bought it from Australia, and I didn't tell anyone about it for like a year or something.
Yeah, that's one of those secrets of the trade that you don't want to share, right? Yeah. But you did. You did now. Yeah, that thing is absolutely wild. And the guy is doing them by hand, right? He's a one-man company?
Definitely a one-man company. I don't know if he's doing them by hand, but could be.
Could be, yeah. Yeah, the concept is wild. Yeah. Also, we can see you're having a lot of fun. And this is just a small part of the live jam you recorded. And the whole thing is like, I don't know, 20, 25 minutes or something. and it was really interesting to see your workflow. Also, because I have a similar approach to recording hardware here, but you do some things differently that where I thought, okay, that would be nice to try out as in my setup as well, especially in terms of syncing and stuff. Because you're using the route that everything is monitor in, right? And
yeah.
I just record and have it on auto, just have it armed all the time. And the multi-clock is nice. I have one here, but it can only bring you so far sometimes, especially when you work with plugins. And yeah, not to nerd out too much in this stream, but if you guys want to see a proper implementation of a hybrid setup with hardware and software, definitely check out the masterclass. There's some golden tips in there.
Yeah, the input monitoring thing I think is key. It just seemed natural to me, and it keeps latency consistent as far as my system works. I don't know why. Like with auto, it's always a bit weird. I don't know. So I just have always done input monitoring.
Yeah, ABLETON seems to make a point out of making it as weird as possible, because they just implemented in 12 this keep latency feature underneath every track. But then again, you can disable it or override it with the global latency and blah. There's like 4 latency settings in ABLETON, and they all affect each other. So it's weird. Yeah. Anywho, shall we listen to some music?
Yeah.
Let's have a go at the third track, which is called Habitual, and the artist is called, I don't know, it's BLZS, I mean Bliss or something?
I'm going to guess Balash.
Balash, all right. Is that Polish?
Something like that.
Okay. Righty. Let's have a listen. Did you finish, good sir?
I finished.
Awesome. All over the place. You want to get on, or should I start?
I want to compliment. There were 2 little drops where it was like a pitch down of the sample and then like a
That's what I
breath.
was
I think
gonna
that
say. The slowing
that
down
was
effect.
cool.
Yeah, the tape effect.
I appreciate that. That was very nice. But overall, it's a little too DJ tool for me. Like when I'm DJing, I want to go for tracks that really stand out, that sound different, that are not like by the book techno. You know, this one colored in all the right spaces to like be a techno track, but it didn't give me the special X factor energy of like this is something more, and that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, yeah, it's very. I wouldn't really call it formulaic because it still has some standout moments to yeah, fight for itself as a standalone track, I think. But I get what you mean. So this is something you would hear in a slightly different form throughout the night, like maybe 6 or 7 times. So yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
I want to think about these tracks as pieces of music in isolation. Can you listen to it all the way through by itself, not in the context of a DJ set, but just something at home as a piece of music for listening? Because what this is right now is this is a track that is going to be thrown in a DJ set for like 2 to 3 minutes. So then it begs the question, why is it 6 minutes long? You know, but if you have a track that develops more over time, then it's something that can also work for home listening. And I think those elements make tracks stand out way more in general.
Yeah,
so that's what I always go for. I'm not saying I'm successful, but I try.
Yeah. No, I agree in principle. It's I think with tracks like this, this is also something I wrote down. If you have so few elements to rely on, it's super important, and even more important, to make them interesting throughout the track, because the main synth line, for example, and also the road sound that comes in every now and then. To keep them interesting and listen and engage for like 5 minutes, you need to do a lot of them. So just maybe try some envelope stuff. Try throwing some effects on there every now and then, like a delay or a reverb. Make them do something. Make them live in their own space. Make them wander around your head. Whatever the fuck, doesn't really matter. But something needs to happen, in my opinion, with them, because like I said, it doesn't keep you engaged for 5 minutes. And I like the concept of what you just proposed. Just try to imagine if you would listen to this track at home, not in the club. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and what you said is right. It needs more special sauce elements, like that pitch down sample thing that happened twice. That was great. More of that energy, not necessarily the same thing again, but just things like that. Those special things will set it apart.
Yeah. When I heard that for the first time in the first minute or so, I was hyped for the track, because I thought, okay, there's gonna be some weird shit coming up, like maybe some stuttery breaks, and yeah, it was only these 2 in the beginning, and then they never appeared again. I think that was
yes.
a little bit sad, but the good stuff is the low end is solid. I really like how that's mixed. I like that the kick drum is not overpowered, because that's also something I see a lot. And people are always completely they're just they can't comprehend what happens when you turn down your kick 6 dB, and suddenly the whole thing comes together, right?
Oh my god, the track can breathe.
Oh what? Shit, what? There's a dynamics in there. Why? What happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
Sausage fattener doesn't mean flattener, all right?
Yeah. No, yeah, you shouldn't necessarily use it on the whole track all the time, every time, yeah. Yeah. Works 80% of the time, every time, something like that. Yeah.
90% of statistics are made up on the spot 30% of the time.
Are they? Holy shit. I never believe statistics that I haven't falsified my own, so.
I just made them. Anyway.
Statistics. Yeah, let's get into statistics. That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah. Other than that, I couldn't help but smile, because there's another night right in there again. But
yeah.
I saw the comment in the chat as well. But
yeah,
it is what it is. It is there. People use it. People love it. Just yeah.
I said what I said.
You said what you said. Yeah, you made a manifesto. No 909 rights for you. Okie doke.
I've used them before, so.
Yeah, I sometimes still do. Like I said, I don't have the main problem with the ride per se. It's the open head for me.
Yeah.
For me, it's the open head. Should we have another quick look into your masterclass?
Let's go.
Let's go. Let me change my screen. Let me change my screen. There we go.
But what I meant to say is I really have a soft spot for romplers. I grew up with Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis is why I like FM, and like 90s television, like Star Trek The Next Generation, and basically anything on TV. If you heard a TV show that had a soundtrack, it was done by a 90s rompler. Stuff like Emu Proteus, Roland 1080, and more, D70, etc., etc. So I like having those sounds on hand, and I find that the JV1080 plugin is a great way to get access to those sounds and make something new with them, because I think there's a lot of range in these that haven't been discovered because most people just use the presets. But there's stuff you can do with this that's still new, even though they're sample-based oscillators. I'm a big fan of Korg. I love the M1, going again with that Rompler theme. M1 and Triton. Really cool sounds, especially when you get into like the sampled percussion stuff. Wow, that's huge. Let's go back to M1 because it's not so huge. And you can just do stuff like pitching the samples way down and getting weirdness. There's interesting drum kits, all the cool choral vocal samples. I just like a lot of things about these romplers, and they hit me right in the nostalgia, and I need that from time to time. Something about that element of childhood works really well for me.
Yeah, same here. Couldn't have said it better. Yeah, the rompler stuff is special indeed. Like these sounds we all know, and you can't really lay a thumb on it where you know it from, but you do know it because, like I said, it's in a shit ton of TV shows. Yeah. Especially stuff like the it's not a rompler, right? It's FM, but the glass piano or something preset of the DX7 is in like.
Well, no one should ever use that ever again.
I know, but they did use it a lot. Yeah. Whenever there's a Huxtable on the screen or Full House or whatever, or Alf, there's a DX7 in the background.
The DX7 was the first synthesizer I ever heard because in my kindergarten, they had a music moment where this woman would come and play on her DX7 and she'd play like Billy Joel and stuff.
No way.
So FM synthesis was hacked into my brain from an early age.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Billy Joel on a DX7 is quite highbrow.
Yeah, right?
It is.
Back to romplers versus 909s. Romplers have undiscovered territory because no one ever programmed them because they're like, oh, I have my piano sound. So you can still do interesting things with them, and they have filters and effects, especially like the Roland Phantom series, for example. There's crazy effects in there that you can do, like a pitch shifter into a reverb into a chorus, like weird, it's cool stuff.
Yeah. The Phantom. I mean, I never dug really into the Phantom, even though I did work for Roland for a few years. But
oh, right, that's right.
Yeah. But the Phantom was. I mean, technically, it was part of my portfolio, but I never gelled with workstations, so I tried to stay clear.
Did you have an MC505?
I didn't know. I had an MC707. The newer one, and the MC909, the huge battleship I had.
Well, that's the Phantom.
That's essentially, that's the concept of the Phantom in the 909, right? Yeah.
I had one too for a minute, which I should have kept, but life.
Yeah, dude, that thing, it just took so much space in my studio. I couldn't justify to keep it.
Do you know Container?
Container? No.
The artist Container?
No, I don't.
I'm blanking on what label he's on, but Container, and his records are just like Container LP1 and Container LP2.
Right.
Most of his stuff, I'm not going to say all of it, but it's just like an MC909 with a mixer and feedback, and it's awesome.
Nice. So it's
again creative usage of those kinds of things, So.
Yeah. So did he do the Mackie or Boss Mixer trick with the feedback, or how did he achieve the sounds?
I just patched that in my modular now.
Right.
I mean, there's ways to get noise and feedback and distortion. I had that Boss BX16 mixer for a long time because Ilpo Vicenen of Pansonic told me that was the one they used, and I fucking love Pansonic.
Mm-hmm.
And while it was cool, it was just one of those things that it ended up being a hassle. Funnily enough, though, I was playing at some club in Berlin. It was either Club Ost. I think it was Club Ost. And usually the club gets me a mixer. But this time they didn't, because I don't know. And that was the only working mixer I had at home, so I went and got it, except it distorts like super easily.
Yeah.
And I remember in the middle of my set, the promoter came up to me and was like, "Can you do something? It's just like too crazy and distorted." And I was like, "Do you know who you're talking to?" While I was playing, you know, I was like, just.
That's like telling Simon and Garfunkel it's too acoustic guitar-y for me.
Yeah, but no, I did find it did saturate way too easily, so I dialed it down a bit. But it was just like you booked me,
dude.
You know?
you knew what you get yourself into. Well, I mean, if you don't want distortion, maybe try something different. Yeah. The Boss mixer is something that popped up in my vicinity during the last 2 years more and more. But I just can't be fucked to install another mixer in my studio because it takes away space. B, you have the cabling issues, and C, I just use the McAtee plugin from Air Windows now. It sounds amazing. You know that one? What is that? It's a free. The developer is called Air Windows, and his plugins they look awful, but they have no.
Those are the best ones.
They have no GUI essentially. It's just sliders. But yeah, those are the best ones because that guy is a complete freak when it comes to coding, and his mission on this plugin in particular was he wants to recreate the same behavior from the old Mackie desks when they overdrive, and also the cross signals between the channels. So he's getting really, really into it. It's called McAtee. So Mackie with TI at the TY, sorry, at the end.
John McAfee back from the dead.
John McAfee. Don't think so, but never say never, man. He could be on an island with another person that starts with an E. Who knows?
With an army of Boss mixers.
An army of Boss
filled with cocaine.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm not suicidal, by the way, right? That's what he said.
Huh?
I think he said he's not suicidal, by the way. So
he definitely got Epstein.
You think?
I mean,
who knows? Let's find
Someone
out.
probably did it for fun. They were like, "Yeah, get him." Why not?
Dude, McAfee is so that guy was so out there, man. Love every second. Yeah. So that's so much for distortion and mixers.
The best distortion is chaos in your life.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. I can never have enough of this. Let me see in the comments real quick if there's something interesting here. Doopy doo. Matrix. It's the Mackie preamp emulation. Yeah, it's not only the preamp. It's the whole thing really. It's also the crosstalk between the channels and some weird kind of summing that's going on. So it just sounds really nice. CR1604. Yeah, that's the one. That's the Mackie desk. Righty.
I think Kevin Key from Skinny Puppy has that giant ass Mackie desk with like 30 inputs.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I don't know the name of it, but it's in his studio.
So he doesn't play live with it. He doesn't haul around.
No, I mean they have roadies and a sound man and stuff. They don't need to play live with that.
Right. Righty, right. So let's have a listen to another bit of music then, which comes from a person called Morbe, and the track is called Yarikawa. Do you speak Japanese?
It's Morbin time.
You speak Japanese, Joey?
No.
Same. Try to learn for a while.
I'm just a gaijin.
I'm just a gaijin. Yeah, same. Hi. Same here. All right.
Nani?
Moshi.
Let's I'm gonna put it on.
Same here, several times. Ah, you couldn't hear me. Same here, several times, I said. Alrighty. You go ahead, good sir.
Is this like a techno only stream?
No, we have some industrial stuff that came in, but yeah, the main bulk of tracks we got were techno. That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit more in the industrial direction for the next track, I think.
I mean, it doesn't have to be. I just I thought it would be like a variety of different things.
Yeah, that's our community is very very techno focused right now.
Deutschland.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, it's solid. It does all the techno things. It checks all the techno boxes. Again, I just want more variation on all of these. Like, if you just skip through from the beginning of the track and then you skip to the end of the track, it sounds the same. Open the filter. Bring in an extra element in the last minute. Give me something. But again, these have all been quite solidly produced. Like they're doing all the production things right, but it almost feels like a rubric in a way. I'm sorry I'm so harsh, but I want to hear I wouldn't have picked any of these for my DJ set so far. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make 0 friends tonight.
Oh, dude, no worries at all. You're here to speak your mind, man. And I don't hold back either. If a track really sucks, I mean, obviously we do some pre-selection on these tracks, so they almost never suck to the point that we will trash an artist like this. But if there's something to be said about the track and it's boring and you find it boring, just go ahead and say that, because that's also kind of my impression of this one. I mean, it's I used the word formulaic earlier. This is this typical, everybody wants to sound like, I don't know, Tim Mudo, Norberg, Louis Fauci, you name it. So the big players in techno right now, and they all use the same thing. By the way, quick tip, if you want to achieve this sound, this exact sound that Morbe used here, just play +6 or -6, 7 tones underneath your synth and you're there. Because that's the exact sound. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that. It works on the dance floor, but I also found it to this I call it mental synth lines. They tend to get a little bit annoying after the 2-minute mark at the latest, and same here for me. Also, my old arch enemy showed up, the 99 open hats.
For some reason, with a lot of these sequences in my head, like the types of sequences we heard in this song and the others, I always think of like fish swimming in the ocean. For some reason, I don't know why, but that's what comes to my mind.
They sound like fish swimming. Yeah, that's a nice analogy. Yeah, sound like that. I thought the breaks were good. I enjoyed the main break, for example. I like the
good breaks.
Like the impact. So if Morbe, if you want to spend a little bit more time on the rest of the track, as much time as you spend on the breaks, apparently, because they sound fucking awesome, then chances are you get an extra 20 or 30% of the rest of the track, and then you have gold on your hands. Except, like I said, the slightly interchangeable main synth. That's something I hear a lot right now, and feels like every second promo is the same synth sound.
We have not improved from Jeff Mills' Waveform Transmissions 1, guys. We need to try harder.
Right. Don't reinvent the wheel, but maybe fuck some things up, because in the beginning,
burn the wheel.
Burn the wheel, yeah. Burn it. We don't need no water. Let the motherfucking wheel burn.
Exactly. The wheel is on fire.
It is. Let's have a quick look-see at another snippet of your masterclass, maybe, because guys, if you just tuned in, this fine gentleman here in the stream, Blush Response, has recorded a masterclass with us, and it is awesome. So let's have a look at you playing around with, I think this is Innovation Peak. Let's have a...
That's the peak of my life.
Is it? Wasn't that a song also? Luther Vandross or something?
Could be.
Yeah, the peak of my life. Anywho, let's go.
There's a lot of high-end energy. and maybe I need some bass. So I'm gonna go over here to my Ableton Push 3, and I have this set up to control all my MIDI gear. So I'm gonna do instrument, select external instrument. I'm gonna go to channel 1, which is my Novation peak. And I'm just gonna go through my presets real quick. It's not gained enough, so I'm gonna go to Ableton, and I'm just gonna drop a limiter on it. First, we'll find the channel, this channel right here, set that to record. You'll notice all my channels are armed on recording. And I'm just gonna, boom, got that selected. Drop an L3 LL, crank that shit. I'm just gonna play. All right, I got that, and I'm gonna do capture. Edit that sequence a little.
Awesomeness. Yeah, I gotta love the MIDI capture feature that Ableton brought in a few years back.
That's a lifesaver.
It really is. Yeah, it's a nice comment in the chat, by the way. Quinto says, der verreicht mein Englisch nicht, aber das ist mal richtig gut verkabelt alles. So your English doesn't quite do it, but the cabling in your studio is top notch. By the way, Quinto, no worries, man. There's everything in the Masterclass is subtitles, so you can follow along, no problem. Yeah, a lot of people would like to have this setup in their studio, I think, but that's the beauty of a hybrid thing. And you also explained this in the Masterclass. It's not really about the tools you work with. It's what you do with them. So guys, don't be afraid. You don't have to have a multi-$1,000 studio of hardware, but it is nice. I'm gonna say that it is nice to have some knobs to touch. That sounded very, very wrong, but some
I know what's on your mind.
Yeah, do you? Yeah, I told you not to tell anybody. I sent you a text earlier.
Your secret's safe with me. Don't worry.
I was drunk and you took advantage of me. Anywho.
In your dreams.
So this is also a point you touched on in the Masterclass, that everything in your studio is laid out in a way that you can just immediately go and create a track, and no menu diving at all. In fact, I think you called it your ultimate groove box or something. Especially the
that's my section. My modular system is the ultimate groove box.
Yeah.
One thing I want to touch on, because you just talked about it, like a lot of gear versus little gear. I think with like 3 to 5 very advanced pieces, you could have enough. Here I have a lot, like for additional flavors and stuff, and obviously I've reviewed shit and I've bought things to try new things out. And there was a long time where I was buying a lot of gear just to go on a quest of like, well, I've never used a 90s sampler, so let me buy one and see what that's about. I've never used a DX7. I've never used this. Why is this different? Why do people like this? What's special about it? What is it good for? Now I've run the gamut of, I've tried pretty much everything I ever wanted to try.
Yeah.
With the exception of like an ARP 2500, for example. So now I have a very solid, like, Rolodex of these are my consistent pieces, and then other things come in and out. And if you're doing hardware, you just get like a couple really deep synths, a good drum machine sampler, and you can get going, a little modular system. And you'll be able to have access to every sound. Like I could do everything I need with the rhythm, the peak, the motor synth, and like 2 rows of my modular maybe, and an ARP 2600. That's like, all right, that's already a lot, but you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, of course I know. It's the same syndrome that pretty much everyone I think has when he or she starts collecting hardware gear. Just I have to try out everything because there's a. I always compare this to a painter. You have to have different colors in your palette, and everything does sound slightly different, and in some cases even dramatically different. So, for example, the motor sense sounds like I could imagine nothing else you have in your arsenal because it's just so versatile and so out there and weird. And there are a
very
few.
strange sounding.
Yeah, there are a few pieces, not only oscillators. You also mentioned in the masterclass a certain filter, which we're not going to spoil yet, but that was also very interesting. Yeah, the gotta have them all mindset, right? You at least gotta try them all, and then filter out what fits your workflow and what doesn't, and then maybe go back into the box like I did maybe 2 years ago because I just was fed up with all the cabling and syncing not happening, and then just coming back to it because nothing sounds like it, really. Yeah.
You know, I've tried to go in the box. Like, I moved apartments recently, and moving made me resent all my studio. I was like, fuck all this stuff. I buried it. It took a fucking day to set it up. I never want to see this fucking shit again, you know? And so I was like, all right, let me software, let's go. And it's not for me.
Yeah, I had that phenomenon with a lot of people are gonna hate me for this, but I had that phenomenon with vinyl back in the day. I used to play with vinyl. Yeah, fuck that too.
Vinyl's worthless.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I do enjoy still the haptic and the feel of it, and there's something to it, and I can understand why people like vinyl. But for me, dude, getting home in the morning at 6 with like 2 huge bags on my back and drunk as fuck, it's just nope. I opted out, and then from there on out, I played with Traktor because it's just so much easier, and you have so much more tracks on your hand. And yeah, it's the same resentment I think I felt for vinyl back in the day that you felt for hauling synths around.
Yeah, I see a question in the chat from Stella Visma about artists that exemplify how to use variation in tracks. My immediate suggestion is Orfix. Go listen to everything Orfix does. Check out the compilations the Sonic Groove releases 1 and 2. The tracks have incredible evolution from beginning to end, where you keep the groove and you keep the feeling that it's the same track, but so much happens. Counterpoint to the second part of your question is not sounding like multiple tracks stick together. Like, why should it not? Ask yourself this. Why can't it be 2 things? Why can't it be 3 things? Why can't it evolve? Why do you need it to be just one thing?
Yeah, maybe it's a good idea to just intentionally overstep the boundaries that we made for ourselves. Because if everything happens in this very narrow musical spectrum, then it gets boring, right? Yeah, just fuck shit up and do whatever you feel is right. Could you, by the way, put the name you just mentioned, Joey, in the chat so people know how it's spelled? Orfix, I think. Oh, that's the question from the Axon. Same question.
Are one of my biggest influences for techno. They're one of the reasons I started making techno, and then later I became friends with them, and I've had them in my studio stuff. They're fucking geniuses. Christy from Orfix is a modular goddess. Like, she's made my system do things I could never imagine. Just because her mind is so different from mine, she just started doing some things on like oscillators I've used a million times, and I was like, wow, you know? So big influence of mine, big heroes of mine, and super lovely people.
Yeah, that's also a very cool effect when you have people visiting in your studio and they operate your gear and they do shit with this that I never would have come up with in a million years. Because I'm so used to do stuff my way, and then another person uses the same piece of gear and totally different sounds come out of it. Love that.
Yes.
Love that. There's another question in the chat that's interesting. What's your favorite Eurorack VCA?
He changed it to VCO later, but I'll do both. For VCA, honestly, I use the Bubble Sound 141 and the Harvestman Polyvox VCA, and I don't use them for any other reason other than that they both have ADSRs built in, and so it's just simple patching. And then for VCO, I'm gonna list a couple favorites: the Vic, the Frap Tools Brenso, the Noise Engineering Laquelica Torcido, the Piston Honda, the DPO. It's hard to choose just one.
Yeah,
but,
I know. That's a very solid choice, by the way. These 5, yeah.
The LAKEJ and the DPO are on the most tracks of mine. I've had the DPO the longest. The LAKEJ I used so much that I forced myself to stop using it because I was like, I'm gonna sound the same. And the Brenso is new, and the Vic is new, and I just keep using them. I'm like, damn, every time I use them, I was using them today, and I was like, this is fucking best shit ever. So, here we are.
Nice.
Coma D, if you plan to release, most labels want the same. Yes, there's a big conspiracy in music to keep it boring, from labels, distributors, everything. I've had labels tell me my tracks are too weird for a million reasons. I've had labels tell me they don't accept tracks that have drops before 1:30 seconds. I've had distributors tell me they won't carry my label because the music is too weird to sell. Like, are we not making fucking art? Can everyone just please chill the fuck out and let music evolve? Or do we want to be boring all the time? Because then I also hear the same people complain like, God, music sucks now, it's so boring. It's like, you're making it boring.
Yeah, right, everybody adheres to a standard, man. I completely sign that rant. Absolutely. Because it just, I don't know, it's taken the joy out of techno for me a little bit right now. Gatekeeping is there for a reason. Sometimes it's justified, but right now the direction that every label is going in is just be safe, just do whatever sells, and don't stray from the formula. And that kills techno in my opinion a little bit, because techno for me is supposed to be punk still. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to invoke something in you, right? Something primal, and I don't get that right now.
Agreed. And another point I want to throw in is that most of these labels are full of crap, because on more than one occasion, I've had a situation where labels rejected tracks and they were like, they're wrong for this and this reason. And then like a couple months later, I sent up the same tracks again with no changes, and they were like, this is the best shit we ever heard. And they took them. So they're all full of shit.
That's awesome. And most of the times there's only one A&R in labels, so they can't even say it was a different person that listened to the first demo, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit, man. Yeah, that's would be funny if it wasn't so sad. I mean, anywho. Björn also in love with LAKEJ. By the way, a warm welcome to our CEO and mastermind, Björn Towell, in the chat. I know you're doing the unthankful, ungrateful job of the moderator right now, so thanks, man. You're also in love with the LAKEJ.
Thank you, Bjorn.
Yeah, with the LAKEJ guitarists. Yeah, LAKEJ is one of my main weapons as well. I struggled a little bit with it in the beginning because I had the not Percido version of it, and that one had the frequency knobs, and there were pots, not endless encoders. So I always knew where I'm gonna land when I twisted them. And now with the Percido version, they're endless encoders, and it was a little bit more difficult for me to find the sounds I was after. But now, yeah, I'm in love with this. I think the quote, the famous quote from Surgeon was, "You can kill someone with this thing in a club" or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds amazing.
Oh, it's the best. Like, I use it all the time. I mean, I used it in the little jam track for the Masterclass too.
Mm-hmm.
It fits so many places.
That's what she is.
I was waiting for that one. I set you up there.
I really need a rim shot here, man. I need to make a soundboard or something really cheesy.
Senpai Marc, you need to notice Master Sound.
Master Sound. I did notice you. Sorry, man. I try to have an eye on the chat as well. It doesn't really work out the way I want to, but no. Hello. Goody. We have one track left, and it is from a person called Eloy, and it is called Texan Dub. It's something a little bit different. So let's have a listen to that.
Eloy from the Time Machine.
Eloy from the Time Machine? What are you referring to? Is that
Eloy,
obscure?
I believe the Eloy are the advanced race of humans in the book The Time Machine.
Really? I didn't read
H.G. Wells.
Yeah, I didn't read the Time Machine for like maybe 20 years. Time Machine is Wells, yeah, I think.
There's the Morlocks and the Eloy, as far as I remember.
Yeah, Morlocks rings a bell, but Eloys I completely forgot about. Look at that.
I could be wrong.
Little tidbit on the side. Alrighty, let's have a listen.
I finished.
Same here. As we would say in German, dies ist eins von gute Track.
Yeah, I fucking love this one.
Yeah,
this
same.
is the one for tonight.
Yeah.
Eloy, you did it.
Eloy.
So, notes. The silky smooth. The pad is like holding a seashell to your ear, wrapping me in a warm blanket of dub. I'm down for this. I love a good dub chord. In general, the thing I want to highlight here is that the emotional component from the dub stab with the seashell pad together carries the track the whole way through because it's a strong enough element that you can listen to it for 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. It is fantastic. Good one. I saw someone comment to like lower the transients. I didn't notice that. I don't think you need to do that. Overall, really solid. This is the one for tonight.
Yeah, I gotta say, man, same for me, because that track really did something to me.
I would DJ that track. I would fucking play that. Send me that track, Eloy.
Yeah. Same. When I'm, is there even a free download? I'm not sure. No, there's no.
No, he didn't put download
button,
on. Eloy, what are you doing, man?
Eloy, you fucking up royally, man. Just put the download button, please, in the chat or contact us so we can provide the track to Joey. Yeah, same here. So this one reminds me a lot of. Do you know a label called Circulation? They were big in like 20 years ago.
No, but I know Basic Channel.
Basic Channel, yeah.
Vanquare vibes, I thought.
Absolutely, yeah. Maurizio, Basic Channel, and Circulation was another one of these labels that championed this kind of sound, like in the early 2000s and the late 90s. They were from the UK. They had a series of vinyls coming out during that time, and they're all named after colors like taupe and bronze and blue and blah. And this is the kind of sound they made. So it sounds, and there's a compliment, it sounds very, very old school. Also the little critter sounds in the background, in my opinion, very well chosen sounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was like some kind of like soupy filter modulation, like you're stirring a soup bowl or something. I like that too.
Right. Yeah, and some other stuff.
That's the way I would call it.
Yeah, I like that. And some other stuff popping out from here and there. And also, you can, or I at least could hear the effort that was going into the track, because there's some stuff popping up at the end of the track that didn't show up anywhere before. So someone really took his time for this track. Obviously, Eloy.
Yeah.
Obviously. So Eloy, you the man. You the man or the woman? I'm not sure, because the name doesn't tell me anything.
Eloy. He's a future alien human thing.
All right, okay. If you say so, I take your word for it. Because if it's named after Wells, yeah. Very nice indeed. That's a brilliant track. We're also done with the previews of the masterclass. Gonna mention it again, by the way, guys. Brilliant new masterclass from Balash Response, available now on SINEE.
Buy my shit.
Buy his shit. Do it now.
Yeah.
Obey. Buy.
Yes.
Consume. Don't ask.
They live.
Yeah. I recently watched that, by the way, like a few months ago. I was in the mood.
I love Roddy Piper.
Dude, yeah. He's dead, right?
Yeah.
I think he died.
I think so. Yeah. Too soon.
Too soon? Yeah. That's what the steroids
He
say.
should have lived forever.
Yeah. That movie, man. Yeah, the second half is. There are a few movies where the second half don't live up to the first, like Full Metal Jacket, for example. But
I love Full Metal Jacket.
Yes, I love Full Metal Jacket as well. But the second half is one of the We Love You Long Time.
I love it long time, but yeah, that too.
$5. Yeah. The second half is a different movie. So that's if you got adjusted to the first half, where it's all about the psychobabble drama with Private Paula, and then you get into the jungle and the reporter storyline, it's just a different movie. Same with what was this? Stripes is another one. Stripes with
I never saw Stripes.
Oh, okay, that's the same thing, by the way. It starts as a comedy and then goes into this military background. It's like two movies. Anywho, that's why I was thinking of what did we talk about? They Live. Same thing.
Is that you, John Wayne?
Is that you, John? Right. Anywho, yeah, that's pretty much it for us for tonight. I mean, we can maybe put in one more track if you have more time.
I can do one more.
You can do one more. That is also what she said. So let's have a
let's give something back to the people.
Quick copy pasta here. Copy. I'm gonna send you something on WhatsApp.
Mm-hmm.
And let's have. Ah, come on. I think you should have it now.
Okay, from Twaka. Void Ray. Oh, he plays StarCraft.
It's TV Core.
Oh, it's Bjorn's track.
It is.
Okay. Okay. He plays StarCraft. Bjorn, let's play StarCraft.
You heard him, Bjorn. Let's play StarCraft.
I play Zerg. Let's go.
Alrighty, here we go. Fuck yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go. Should I start?
I want to compliment Bjorn's very sexy promo pic. It gives me that vibe of like, is he really there or am I on ketamine? I think it's a great photo. Great track. I like the wax on, wax off sound. Like
wax off,
in the car. And
that's why you made this one. Okay.
Yeah. Great. And then the change up and the silent drop. Excellent. That's bravery right there. No one would dare have silence for 5 seconds because you have them. People are like, whoa, in the crowd. And then they're like, is he going to start again? So I like it. Very well done. I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
It's on Knockstrom. That's a good label. So there we go.
Yeah, pretty much same here. I got to sign all of that. And especially I love the high end on this. A lot of the noisy structures that are interchanging with each other, and a lot of new stuff happening every few seconds, but not in your face. You know, it's subtle enough, and keeps you moving and driving the track. And also this psycho perk was fucking awesome. There was some kind of spectral filtering on there or something. The wax on, wax off sound you mentioned. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Bjorn, but I think you used something like the Rossum filter or something, or the Morpheus. That sounded really, really cool. And what I really loved was that the ending was super cool with a completely different vibe to the rest of the track. So the last,
that's how you do it, guys.
Yeah, the last minute was not a new, I wouldn't call it motive or theme in any way, but the vibe changed, right? It wasn't jarring. It wasn't in your face. You just realize something else is happening now. Really cool. Yeah, fucking love it, man. Good work, man. Good work. Yeah. By the way, that's Bjorn's live project together with a buddy of his.
I need to know how to pronounce it. Twacker?
TV Core.
TV Core. Right, because you Germans say W is V.
Correct.
Yeah, that's not confusing for anyone.
I can see why it's confusing to an English-speaking person. Yeah,
right.
That's not confusing at all.
No comments on that.
Right. Oh, that was a nice last track for our stream, I think, because it really brought everything home, and yeah. All the stuff we mentioned earlier was pretty well picked up in this one as well, because
that had it exactly what I was talking about. Mm-hmm. No 909.
Yeah, there was a 909 ride in there. I heard the 909 ride, but that's the only one.
I'll give him a pass.
Yeah, that's okay.
He did all the other things I wanted.
All the other
interesting
things.
Sound design, change ups, bravery, ketamine. It was good.
Yeah, ketamine. Not necessarily in that order. Yeah. Yeah, same here. Loved it. So, again, Eloy, please send over that track so Joey can play it. Also, I'm pretty sure Bjorn is going to send you the track we just heard as well.
Yeah, hook me up, Bjorn.
Sure. Yeah, nothing really left to say except thanks for all the tracks you guys and girls sent in. There was a question earlier in the chat if we do a certain number of tracks. No, it doesn't really... We don't adhere to any rules really here. I just pick out the stuff I like and then we go from there. So sometimes we add something, sometimes we leave something out. So it's always a gamble. It's always exciting. Always a circus here because we're all freaks. That's how we like it.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme and reason to anything we do really, as it should be.
That's most of my life.
Yeah. Same. Again, thanks all of you guys for sending in your tracks, and yes, these streams will happen now more regularly. So we, like I said, we just came back from the summer break, and we're gonna have these every roughly 2 or 3 weeks. So sometimes there's a week more pause in between. Sometimes there's just 14 days, but you can expect them to be here on a regular basis. Yeah. Thanks, Joey, for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Fucking amazing hanging out with you. Super fun. And I think the community also learned quite a bit from your comments tonight. So that's always appreciated. Thanks a lot.
Hope so.
Hope to have you back soon on this stream again. And then I will make sure that we're going to have some more diverse tracks in our portfolio. Not only techno.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, you did.
That's the popo coming to get me.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you were off screen earlier, you did something, right? Because
yeah,
that's what we expected from you.
Yeah, they want to look at my papers.
Ihre Papiere, bitte. Can you say that?
Ja, du kommst aus Kuba, ja?
Du kommst aus Kuba. Holy shit, yeah, that's a deep cut. You comes aus Cuba, yeah? Say hello to my little friend. Yes, that's the guy from Cuba, I know.
Well, I'm the other guy.
You are the one other guy that came from Cuba.
Yeah. I always love that response. Like, you don't look Cuban. And I'm like, how many do you know? And they're like, well, I've only met you.
Yeah. Well, 0. No, just 1 now. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't look Cuban. Righty, my man. Very good to hang out with you and a lot of fun. So I'm going to see you soon in this stream, I hope. And other than that, you have a nice evening. Don't let the police catch you.
Well, since I'm Latin, I'm born with +5 running from cops at birth, so I'll make it through.
Well,
and fence jumping.
If they do catch you, give me a shout on WhatsApp, and I do have some lawyers on standby in Berlin. They're gonna help you out.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Alrighty, that's it for us. I'm gonna, if I can figure out how to end the stream, I'm gonna end it. Let me quickly see.
I'm just gonna leave.
You're just gonna
Irish goodbye.
Alrighty, see you soon, man. Bye bye.